Welcome back, everyone. This is Super Kelly Brothers Podcast, episode 87. My name's Sloan Kelly.
My name's Jody Kelly.
And my name is James Baker.
Joined by James today because we're going to do a deep dive on the Batman trailer. I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman. Was it I'm Batman? I don't know how to do it. Was it Speak No Evil? I don't know.
That's Bane.
Oh,
Bane. Batman.
That's what everyone looks like. Can we do a COVID report?
I just made that up there.
Before we get started, if you want to hit that subscribe button, that would be great. And hit the notification bell, and it really helps the channel. And also, if you wouldn't mind smashing that old sorry, James. Smashing that like button down there, that would be great as well. And don't forget, you can share this video on all your popular Facebooks and Twitters. Although Twitter was down today in Canada, at least. Don't know about anywhere else, but it was down. Yeah. But yeah, please feel free to share. That would really help the channel. Before we get started, normally I ask Jody what was his week like, and then we spend 5 or 6 minutes trying to remember what happened. But I think we should actually talk about the sort of the big story this week is the untimely passing of the Black Panther himself, Chadwick Boseman. Not an age to be going, 43. It's quite sad. Colon cancer as well, which is a 4-year battle. It's really sad news.
Apparently, he got the diagnosis at the same time as he got offered the role for Black Panther.
Really?
As well. Aye. So it's like getting told that, and then getting told, yeah, you've got this amazing role that's going to change be a big deal in the cinema world,
Yeah.
That's first kind of starring role in a Marvel movie for a black actor, first main black actor.
Definitely.
And then getting told you get that, it's totally shocking.
I know.
And I thought to myself, God, that guy's on the up and up, because he was in, was it 4 Marvel movies as Black Panther?
Yeah. Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
And then
he debuted in Civil War.
That's right, yeah.
He did, that's right. Yeah. And then he was obviously in his latest one was the Spike Lee one that we were talking yesterday, James, we were talking about.
That's right, yeah.
Which was a really good film as well. And I just thought he was an up and up. It's tragic.
Definitely. And it was totally out of the blue. I mean, he must have been. He just mustn't have told anyone. I mean, the stuff I heard on the internet is just like no one knew. Like, how did he have that? So in our little Facebook Messenger group, Sloan, I woke up in the morning and I seen you put it up. Like, what the heck's happened here? I thought it's got to have been a crash or something, because it totally gutted. I mean, it's pretty devastating. I mean, if you're into the type of things that we're into, to lose someone like that, it does affect you. It's massive. It is massive.
It's when you know what it was? It was when we were telling the kids. I had to tell Danny, obviously. And he just went totally quiet, because he's like, because it was like, well, Black Panther's dad has died. And we're like, no, Black Panther. And he's like, all right. He just went quiet.
I was leaving to go to work yesterday, and I seen your message, Sloan, and Faith was asleep, and on a Saturday she likes to have a lie-in. And I just thought, I don't want her to find that out by herself, because we love that. I mean, if you've watched any of these videos in the past, a big thing for me is just like, if my family like it, or I can watch it with my family, it probably gets 2 or 3 extra points, or it moves up 2 or 3 extra positions in my top 5 or my top 10, because if my family like it, it means everything to me. So I thought, I need to tell her. I don't want her to wake up and find this out. It sounds weird because, he's a Hollywood actor, but it does affect us. So I woke her up and I was just like, Chadwick Boseman. I said, well, he died, and just explained it to her, and we're just like, had a bit of a moment, and then it affected me the full day yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just and the fact that he's 43.
I know.
Just,
I mean, it's not. It's the same as when I mean, I don't know you guys, but I've always it's one of the things I like is the Fast and Furious series, and Paul Walker died in that car crash. That was the same thing as well. I was like, what?
I know. It's crazy.
It's the same thing. The same as Anton. Oh God, what's his name? Anton, the guy that played Chekhov. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, that's the guy. What a bizarre way to go as well. The parking brake in his SUV.
Yeah, his Jeep.
Yeah, just crazy.
I know.
So just all these guys, just really talented people, and then
they dedicated that when Anton Yelchin died. I think the period of time between the finishing the last Star Trek film and when it was released was like a really short period of time, but they still managed to squeeze in the dedication to Anton Yelchin at the end. And I think even J.J. Abrams done a couple of changes to hover over him, just a little bit more, make the ending a little bit more sentimental.
Yeah.
But yeah, see when this stuff happens, it is pretty devastating.
It is,
To know that he'd done all the work that he'd done, Chadwick Boseman, knowing what he knew he had and still done it, and still looked amazing. I mean, if you look at Chadwick Boseman in Black Panther, he looks amazing.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And to go through all the rigors of that role, which is a very, every superhero movie is a physical role. Even if you're not the stuntman, you're still, you still got to chase after people and, do fight scenes and things. So it's a very physical thing. To go through what he was going through medically and then having to turn up on set every day doing those kind of things, insane. Just the dedication to his performance.
I've seen a couple of clips of him, and I don't know what the actor's name who plays Shuri, but just the kind of the handshakes or the kind of the little pattern of greetings they have going when they meet each other in Black Panther, like I'm sure they're brother and sister. I've not seen Black Panther in ages.
The wee girl.
She's the technical whiz kid.
Yeah.
Technical whiz kid.
What are those?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
She's meant to be, incidentally, smarter than Tony Stark.
Really?
I call that. Yeah.
She's meant to be smarter than him. But yeah, just watching those wee things and just like he's just so full of life. He's instantly likable, and totally a massive loss.
Yeah,
well, completely.
Well, tonight ABC are doing a tribute to him. They're going to show Black Panther, and then after that, they're doing a special. I think it's an hour-long special, interviews and things on his life. So, if anybody's interested and they're on this side of the world, then ABC tonight, Black Panther, and then a tribute to.
So have you guys seen Jackie Robinson?
No, I haven't. No,
I've not either.
The baseball one.
Yes, the baseball one.
Well, I went to watch the 21. Is it 21 Bridges?
Bridges. The Russo
was on
brothers.
Netflix. It was on Netflix, wasn't it? It's not on anymore. It's not there.
That's it.
I don't know if it was taken off before he died or.
What was the movie called? 42. I think.
21 Bridges, was it not?
No, 42. Where he plays Jackie Robinson.
Jackie Robinson.
Oh, the baseball one.
Yeah,
I don't know because I've not seen it, so I don't know.
I haven't seen it. It's a sports movie. They're kind of.
I know for sure. But I will now go and watch that. I'm going to watch the Bridges one, and I'll watch James Brown.
Yep, he also did
the James Brown.
That's still on Netflix. James Brown one.
Is it?
Aye. That's still there, but 21 Bridges, isn't he?
Oh,
It's
interesting.
quite fancy watching it. I thought
get
we'd
on
watch that before we'd do this, but we get it.
Aye. So, what a loss.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Sloan.
Onward.
Aye.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
On that
On a sad note, but I thought we'd mention it up front because
sad and necessary.
Yeah,
sad and necessary for sure.
Anyway, let's move on. Think happier thoughts.
Of course, yes, absolutely.
Jody, do you want to go first? Or will we let our guest go first and put him in the spot? as to what were you watching this week in entertainment?
What did I watch this week? Well, I think a couple of big things for me were the main big things. Cobra Kai. I just started watching that tonight. It seems to have just come off YouTube and just got onto Netflix.
Yeah. So this was a YouTube original. This is when they decided we're going to make television shows. And I know we're on YouTube.
Yeah. Hello. So it's RedTube. Is it RedTube or Red Premium or something?
Not RedTube.
Sorry, I don't know what that is, but I'm guessing by your reaction it might be a naughty website. But I'm sure Red is in the YouTube title. Red YouTube. I don't know.
Red,
right.
I think.
But yeah, they made it.
Premier.
No. It is now, but it's if you go back and look at the posters, it's got like a red YouTube original or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
But I started watching it tonight about an hour and a half ago, and it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Right. They just properly remain faithful to the thing, and it's good. It's so good.
I watched the trailer for it, and I thought it looked the themes and that are just the same as the movie, and the bad guy does the dirty version of karate, and the kid, the Danny, is it Danny his name is?
In the original, LaRusso.
He plays the good version, and
so
they're training now, aren't they? They're training.
Well, I didn't see the trailer, and I've only watched them. I think each episode's like maybe 25 or 26 minutes long. They're not long episodes. Yeah. I'm not going to give the premise away too much. You'll have seen a lot of this stuff in the trailer if you watched it, I guess. But it's almost like a bit of a switch. So the guy who was a bit of a dick in the original Karate Kid films isn't as much of a dick now. And from the first episode, it seems like Danny is a bit of a dick.
Oh, see, right. So,
so it's kind of flipped it a little bit. So it just instantly...
He's like a car salesman, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it seems like he's the car sales manager of many different sites. So it's really, really good. Cannot get across to you how good it is. It's so good.
Might give that a shot.
Definitely. I've been working quite a lot this week, but as I was saying to you guys earlier on, today I was in town in Glasgow and I picked up this, which is Craven's Last Hunt, which is one of the I think best Spider-Man stories told. And I bought each of these, back in the day. I think it was about 86, 87. I bought each of the individual issues, and you had to subscribe to the Amazing Spider-Man, the Web of Spider-Man, and the Spectacular Spider-Man because it was like a 6-parter. And they spread it across them. And it was just one of these things they'd done to make sure you bought all the titles, not just one title.
Right. And so is that a hardback version?
That's the hardback
novel?
It's the collected
novel then.
Yep. So, and I've been wanting to reread it in ages because I haven't actually read it since about 86 or 87. But I remember it being like dealing with really, really dark issues. And it's not like dark issues as in Batman walks down a dark alleyway and there's a dead body there. I mean, it's just like there's rape, there's suicide. It's just like proper full-on darkness and people trying to kill people in hideous ways. So, I don't know, I just quite fancied to read it again. It's a brilliant story. And I think I've heard rumours that Craven, I don't know if you know who the Spider-Man is.
John Craven, that's the only guy I know.
No, not John Craven's newsroom. But Craven the Hunter is apparently is going to be featured in one of the newer Spider-Man films going forward. And they're considering...
Maybe.
I don't know. But he's definitely going to be a thing. But what an interesting tale. And they're going to do a version of, apparently, Craven's Last Stand. And it's
That'd be good.
It's pretty amazing.
We were talking about that last night as well. It'd be good if we could draw more from the comic books, that Marvel have been, I suppose, but DC not so much until recently.
Yes, for sure. So, I guess that's pretty much what I've been watching, other than like the news, in the up and coming American election. Apart from that, that's what I've been watching, guys.
Yeah,
I've been avoiding that.
It's fair enough.
I know.
Every morning they start talking about it, and I'm like, crime TV.
No. I can't wait for the Joe Biden Donald Trump debates though.
It's gonna be great.
I think that'll be entertaining. I
Do
think
you think-
Trump will destroy him. Oh,
I will.
that'll be Trump on the phone.
I know.
That's not Trump, that's the FBI.
We're
There's the
listening.
FBI on the phone.
Oh.
It's like,
Didn't mean it.
Mr. Kelly, open the door, Mr. Kelly. We know you're in there. Except if it was the FBI, they don't knock.
I know. Yeah, you know all about it.
Yeah. I'd just
I
be
think-
surrounded by problem officers.
I think it'd be more interesting if Kamala Harris had a shot at Trump. I think she's a worthy adversary.
Maybe. I think Trump is too quick for Joe Biden. Like
I
Joe
think so,
gets
definitely.
handed a
Can't
lot
wait.
of stuff, and people
It'll
think
be
he's
funny.
clever, but he's not really clever, and he's not quick. Like if you see him ad-libbing, it's just awkward, and he's just.
He comes across as being much older than Trump as well.
Yes, this is a problem.
But I think they're probably about the same age.
I think they're roughly. I think they're within like a year, 2 years of each other. But I don't know what the idea was putting him up against Trump. They should have put Kamala up against Trump. You're right. It would have been a better show. But
okay, it'll be interesting.
I guess it's not her turn this time. Maybe next year. Maybe next turn. Maybe 2014.
So anyway, that's what's consumed my TV life and book life.
Right.
And I've watched a few episodes of the Super Kelly Brothers as well. It's just taken up a bit of time.
I've watched the Fabulous Baker Boys as well.
That's right. Right now it's a work in progress.
Okay.
Now it's a work in progress. So I don't know what it was. Fabulous Baker Toys last week. It was a Fabulous Baker Goss this week. I don't know what it's going to be next week, but we'll settle on something. It's a work in progress.
Yeah.
So good fun nonetheless.
It's fun though.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's the
I
bottom line.
can't get to watch it live because it's on at like 4 o'clock here. So I'm like halfway through my day at that point. So I watch it at night after it's been posted. But yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Go check it out, people. I'll put a link in the show notes below.
That's good. That's good. So, and I think, and definitely in the future, we will have a Super Kelly Brothers, Fabulous Baker Boys mashup crossover event. So you subscribe to every channel or read every comic book.
Exactly. Right, who's going next?
Like Star Wars. Do you want me to go to You Can Stall?
I don't mind.
You sure? I've got a list as long as your arm, though.
Well, I'll go. I don't have a big list. I've not got a big list either.
Okay.
So, I'll tell you what I watched, right? I watched YouTube, Joe Rogan interviewing David Blaine. It was on quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
And
was it? I thought it was a new interview.
Aye. And David Blaine's got this new stunt that he's doing, and it's basically him as if he's the image of a little kid holding balloons and floating away up into the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Right, he's had this image in his head for ages, and he wants to do that. So he's had to go through all this training. He's had to get an aviator's license because the balloon setup is seen as being an experimental aircraft. So it is. So he's had to get an aviation license so that he can just float up. It's a good interview, and there's a live event on YouTube on the 31st of August, which is tomorrow, I think.
All right. I'll need to check that out.
He does it live, and do you know what he's going to do? He's going to float up to 30,000 feet. So he's going to literally disappear, and he's going to get up that high, and then he's got to pull down. He's not wearing a
parachute.
He's not wearing the parachute because he wants it to look authentic. So the parachute is in the middle of those balloons, and he's got to pull the parachute down, put it on himself, and then release himself from the balloons, and then fall 30,000 feet. And he's like, quite often you black out. So, but you'll black out up to 10,000, 9,000 feet. You'll wake up again. So he's like, you wake up and then you've got like a few minutes to get your shit together. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this sounds dangerous, man. It sounds like No,
I mean, clearly,
as David Blaine used to say, this is not a trick. That is not a trick. He's doing
He's
it.
actually doing that.
Aye, sounds nuts.
well, at that point, you're
So,
just doing stunts. You're not. It's not magic.
Well, nothing. I mean, he was on, and he was like, he's trained himself to. I don't know if you've seen his latest stuff, but he's like got an ice pick. He puts it through his bicep, right? And it's not a trick. He's just literally got Joe Rogan to push it through his bicep, and and then pull it out again. There's hardly any blood, and he's trained himself to swallow frogs and then regurgitate them. And he's had 10 frogs in his belly at one time. What he does is he drinks like liters of water, so he's got like almost like an aquarium in his belly. He doesn't eat for 36 hours. An aquarium in his belly, swallows the frogs, and then he's absolutely nuts.
Is this how you get
Crazy.
streamed KFCs?
Oh man, honestly,
You
Joe
never
Rogan's
get
like
a
that.
KFC.
Joe Rogan's like that. Can you feel that in your stomach when when he's like, not when there's only one, but when there's 10 in there, I can feel it. He's like, you know what I mean?
That's
Joe Rogan's like, what?
That's horrible.
So he done it. Done it on his show.
Wow.
Mental. So I watched that.
And he,
right? Really interesting.
regurgitated them, and they were alive.
Yeah. Aye.
Wow.
Crazy.
I've not been following David Blaine for a while.
No, that was interesting.
I tried that last night with chicken korma. It didn't go well.
Oh, it didn't come back up?
I tried that with a burger last night, and I regurgitated it fine.
Oh, I'll bet you did. Oh, mate.
I had an aquarium of beer and red wine, and the burger went there, and it was like, no, not having it.
No, going back.
And then Gillian this morning, she was like, get that cleaned up. It's fair enough.
To be fair, I don't think you'd get a YouTube special with that, James.
No. Oh, dear. Anyway.
So, yeah, that's going to be good tomorrow. If
I have written that down.
See that live.
Officially
tomorrow.
written David Blaine down.
There you go. 31st. So we had our usual cinema night on a Friday. We watched two films. God. One was Skyscraper with The Rock in it.
That's coming to Canada.
That's what?
That's coming to Netflix Canada.
I watched it on Netflix. Yeah.
No, it's not in Netflix Canada just now, though.
Is it not really? I'm surprised at that.
Tuesday.
It's a good film, by the way.
It's absolute
Nonsense.
unbelievable nonsense.
It's brilliant. Also, at the same time,
It's a bit like his movie, the San Andreas. Did you see that one?
No, I haven't seen that yet.
I have seen that. Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. He's jumping out of helicopters, jumping back in, jumping across from a helicopter into a building, and
I'm getting a flashback from last night, Jody. We were talking last night about
we were talking about it, and you were saying
a helicopter.
It does like a helicopter.
The Rock likes a helicopter.
Maybe it's a tribute to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, get to the
Arnie
chopper.
likes a.
He liked a chopper.
He likes a Huey.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, absolute crazy popcorn movie. Quite violent as well.
Mm-hmm.
Which
I
hadn't watched it before, and Danny was watching it with us, and I was like, "Oops, maybe we shouldn't be watching this." I
like the fact he plays.
There's an F word in it as well.
They always stick one F word in a 12 these days.
Yeah, it's a PG-13 then. Yeah.
I quite like the fact he's an amputee in it. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He uses his leg to brace open a door that's closing, which is quite funny.
Yes.
Quite funny, but
that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good popcorn movie. Totally outrageously ridiculous, but sometimes you want that. Before that, we'd watched Madagascar 3, which I've seen loads of times, but I was voted out on that one, which was probably my favourite one. That's the circus one.
Is that the one? Is that the movie that you watch before the main feature? Or is that the one you watch after the main feature?
Oh, remember that, Sloan? It was always like a wee kind of 15-minute.
Yeah.
45. Yeah, it was like in the Vogue and Girvan. It was always a Disney documentary. It was a Disney nature documentary.
Aye.
But it's elves and stuff going through the svelte land.
Yeah, I always liked doing the cinema nights. It's really good because we've got it in the big, the projector.
Yeah,
That we had.
I need to get one of those,
James.
I need to get. I remember. I need to get one of those projectors. Is Madagascar 3 the circus, the little Afro circus, Afro
circus,
That's it.
It's that one. There's a lot of funny bits in it actually. I do enjoy that one.
Good.
I'm not going to mention Tenet.
Have you seen it?
We're going to talk about it, I think, later.
Are we?
Are we not? Just the fact it's in.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Or
will we? Keep watching.
If we don't, it might not surprise you. I started watching the Legend of Monkey season 1. It's on Netflix.
Is that the new version?
It's Australian made, cheap, really cheap looking.
Remember the Mortal Kombat TV show?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Cheap.
The Mortal Kombat TV show. I didn't know there was a TV show about Mortal Kombat.
And kind of Xena Warrior Princessy, Hercules type vibe about it as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the Mortal Kombat thing. Was that not a YouTube thing?
No,
Is it not a fan? Is that not a fan that made a YouTube thing, but it was actually really well made?
No, it was a TV series.
There's that
Mortal
thing
Kombat
which is probably
Conquest.
better.
It ran for a year. Let me see.
So, Jody, is it good? Is it worth watching the monkey thing?
No,
it's not at all.
No.
And it's definitely the.
Oh yeah, aye. And the pink cloud and all that. Yep.
Pigsy,
In fact,
Chupataka.
linking in with that, right? I on Facebook, there's a group that I follow called Recreate Things at Home.
I think I've seen you post. I think I've seen you do that.
And I posted up a photograph of myself dressed as Monkey, the original one. And that picture got so much likes. It was like,
did it? Aye.
Over 1,000 likes. And hundreds of comments saying you've won the internet and all that today. It's crazy.
Nice one. And just to kind of bring things full circle, Monkey used to be on after John Craven's Newsround.
Correct. There you go.
There you go.
You're right.
There
you go.
Bring it all the way around.
And to bring it even into a more full circle, I watched Venom.
Nice one.
I know Venom's not in Craven, is it?
No, I know, but it's still the same. It's where the suit, the kind of the black suit is relevant. No, that definitely is. Yeah, definitely. So Faith watched that the other night. She watched it by herself. I was like, I'm quite proud of you actually for watching it by yourself. Actually, quite a good fun movie.
Yeah, I've not watched it all yet because I never get the chance. I watched it.
Is that your first time seeing it?
Yeah, never seen it.
Aye, it's good.
Did you see it in the pictures? Venom.
Yes, I did actually. It was Faith's official first 15 that she went to see. I don't think it's worthy of the 15 certificate, to be fair.
It's a wee bit terrifying. I think that's the only thing.
Maybe that's it.
It's a bit intense with old.
Maybe that's it.
Terrification.
It's also quite funny in bits.
Yeah. Yeah. Tom Hardy's always good, isn't he?
I was going to say he's quite good.
He's always good.
I was going to say something else about Venom, but if you haven't seen it, it would probably spoil it a little bit.
It's coming to Netflix.
It's on. All right, in Canada.
Yeah.
It's on. It's on Netflix. That's funny. We're getting these things before you, Sloan. It's usually the other way around.
Sometimes it happens.
Right. Anyway, that's me. Over to you.
That's it. Oh dear. Okay, here's a question for you.
Go for it.
What is the first movie that co-starred Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Expendables?
No, he was a guest star. Schwarzenegger was a
Prisoners.
guest star.
The one with the prisoners breaking out.
Correct.
Oh, check you out,
Escape
Jody.
Plan.
Escape Plan.
And I watched it this week, and it's terrifically bad. So bad.
Aye, is it?
That's a shame.
Do you know the bit?
I've not seen it.
No, he did say terrifically bad, though.
Did I say terrifically bad?
You did. Okay. Or did you just mean bad?
Just bad.
Okay. In a terrific way.
So, I've never made this a secret that I always preferred Schwarzenegger over Stallone action movies. I thought he was a better actor, to be honest. I know they're both wooden in their own ways, but I much preferred Schwarzenegger. He could deliver a line.
Can I pause you there?
Yeah, sure.
For 2 seconds. James, have you seen that film?
Escape Plan?
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Neither have I. Neither has Sloan up until now. Why is that? That's bizarre. Anyway, sorry, carry on.
I'm aware of its existence.
Do you know what? It is so bad they made 2 sequels.
I was going to say, I'm sure they made a sequel, at least.
Yeah. And Dave Bautista is in both sequels. Schwarzenegger's not in it. He's like, I am one and done. That's him, he's out. But yeah, Bautista's in both of them. 50 Cent's in this, and he's in the 2 sequels as well, yeah. He's at Blinky and miss him. Holly from the American Office is in it as well. Anyway, Schwarzenegger's really good in it. He's the co-star. He's not the main star. Stallone's the main star. And he plays this lawyer turned escape artist. And what he does is, the plot is that he goes into prisons to find out the weaknesses, and then he gives them a report at the end of it, kind of like the Brubaker files. So he gives them a report at the end of it that says, what you need to do is you need to strengthen this, that, and the next thing. And but the warden doesn't know that they're going in there. So the plot starts about an hour into the picture. It feels like an hour into the picture. It's not really an hour into the picture, but it starts a while into the picture. He gets asked by the CIA to go into this other prison to try and break out of it. And so they go to this drop. It's all kind of secret hush-hush. And he gets the old in the back of the neck, bundled in a plane, and he gets taken to another prison, not the one that he thought he was going to. And that's kind of where the show starts. Stallone is awful in it. It's like, where's my paycheck kind of stuff.
Mumbling,
yeah. It's Robin Williams used to do a joke about he's not the creature from Young Frankenstein.
That scene cracks me up every time.
That's so funny. Peter Boyle is amazing as the monster. Anyway, effectively it's the monster. So Schwarzenegger will be like, I want to get out of here, and the monster will go, like, oh my god, the guy can't. Anyway, it's a lot of Stallone mumbling through lines and Schwarzenegger kind of trying to help him.
The worst I've heard Stallone was in the Last Blood movie.
Oh really?
Oh god, he's actually you need subtitles.
Well,
so
it's pretty close.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You've not seen that one yet, James?
No.
All right. We were all going to go and see it in the pictures, remember?
We were. Our old WhatsApp group still named after that, technically.
That is. Rambo's Last Pint, it's called.
That's it.
The WhatsApp group.
That's good.
And then coming out of lockdown, I changed it to Rambo's First Pint.
Yeah, I saw that. Because we've not been for one yet. But...
I know.
So yeah, I would recommend it because it's Schwarzenegger is pretty good in it. Stallone, not so much. So if there's any doubt in your mind whether Stallone was better than Schwarzenegger, this movie ends that. It's clearly Schwarzenegger is better than him. Anyway, it reminded me of there's the bit in Tango and Cash where they're in prison for about 10 minutes and then they escape. It's that bit, it's that movie, but it's been elongated for an entire movie. It was great as a 10-minute segment, but it is not good as a full feature film.
So doesn't no, I was going to say something there, and I'm wrong, and I'm not going to say it. Okay. I was going to say something about Tango and Cash, but I got Tango and Cash mixed up with 48 Hours for some weird reason.
Yeah.
And I was going to just go, and then it would have been wrong.
Yep.
So I'll just be quiet.
So I watched Project. So I watched that by myself. I also watched Project Power by myself.
All right.
How many episodes, or is that a one-off?
It's a movie.
Jamie Foxx. Okay. And Robin.
Yeah, that is.
Yes, Robin's in it. Yes,
that's it.
Cast are excellent.
His name again?
No fault with the cast.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah. Cast are excellent. Jamie Foxx is great. He plays Art, I think is the guy's name. There's he goes in league with this little girl. She's like 29 in real life, but plays like a 15, 16-year-old girl called Robin. And she's trying to make him to be Batman and all that kind of stuff, which is funny because Robin's already in it because Joseph. Anyway,
spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen Dark Knight Rises.
If you haven't seen that, then
it's only alluded to
his fifth movie after that.
It's not like definite.
Yeah. Anyway, the plot is. Have you guys seen Limitless with Bradley Cooper?
Aye, yeah, good film.
It's that movie.
Very good film.
But take all the good stuff out of it, and then have the premise, and then zero script.
I have heard this.
Yeah, it's not good.
No,
Jamie Foxx is always good though.
Jamie Foxx is great. His sidekick in it, the girl that plays Robin, is fantastic. She's really good, and she plays this kind of like, she's street smart, but she's not like stereotypical street smart. She's just a normal human, which I hate it when they do that kind of street smart, like they all get weird slang and stuff. It's like that. Just play the character normally, and it works. Yeah. And she's actually she's kind of clever as well. So she's got a bit of a smart mouth and a smart. She's smart anyway. What's his face? Tommy from Third Rock from the Sun. He's good in it as well. He plays a cop who's trying to chase down this power thing as well.
That's what Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
So what?
Third Rock from the Sun.
Like that's it. Yeah. So is it? I think I heard that they take a pill and they get a random superpower.
Yeah,
or a short period of time.
You get 5 minutes.
And isn't there one of the? I'm sure I heard it on Empire Magazine, their podcast. Isn't one of the superpowers a rap superpower? They can rap really well. No,
maybe. I mean, it wasn't. So you get 5 minutes.
No, that's my superpower.
Well, no, we all know that. That's for sure.
Done it last night. You obviously can't remember.
Jody, you don't need pills for that. You just need 10 pints of lager.
Aye, wrapping presents I'm talking about.
All right, okay, I see.
Okay.
Well, that'd be great, wouldn't it? If you took a pill, you could be great at wrapping presents.
I hate wrapping presents.
5 minutes on film is a long, long time. Like, it's a super long time, 5 minutes. Not one of the timed one of the powers. Not one of the powers lasts 5 minutes.
Right. Okay.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. It wasn't that good.
No.
So Friday.
I'm still probably going to watch it. By the way.
Oh no! Yeah, it's a good pop. It's not a good popcorn movie. It's a terrible popcorn movie, but it's a good. Well, I've got an hour and a half to kill. I might as well watch something. Just watch Project Power. Friday we decided we were going to go back. Friday we've got kind of you have movie night on Fridays. We have like it seems to be classic movie nights on Fridays. We watched North by Northwest again, which I have not seen in about 25 years.
Jimmy Stewart?
No, Cary Grant.
Oh, sorry, Cary Grant. Sorry,
Cary Grant, James Mason, and Martin Landau as well. Oh. What a fantastic piece of cinema! Wow. 5 stars. Go watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's about a case of mistaken.
Is it?
Yeah. Case of mistaken identity. This advertising executive gets mistaken for a spy, and hilarity and adventure ensues. So it goes all over America, chasing down this Kaplan guy who neither side knows who he is, but they think it's Cary Grant. And he's like, well, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy, and all that kind of stuff. So it's fantastic. It's beautifully shot. Every scene is amazing. It's about 2 hours long, 2 hours, 15 minutes, I think it is. Just steamrolls through it.
No way.
Not one time did I go. I did
Where
that.
did you watch it?
Project Power.
Where did you watch it? What platform?
Oh, Cinema Room. Oh, on what streaming service?
On what streaming service? Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sitting in my chair.
Where does it hurt?
Yeah.
It hurts
When I sit in the
this.
kitchen.
Don't do that then.
Oh, sorry, my arse.
So, what streaming service?
Watch it on my phone. I bought it in Google.
Come on.
Play. Bought it in Google Play. $15.
Google Play, right.
So it's pennies.
How much?
$15.
$15
That's not
for an
pennies.
old movie. You're getting bloody ripped off.
That's not busy. That's not pennies. You must be really rich, Sloan.
Exactly. I know.
That was just
$15
pennies. It was only 15 quid.
15 exactly was slightly £12 or something, I think it is. How's that expensive? Think about all the money you spend going to the cinema.
I think that's very expensive.
How's that
Sloan's-
expensive?
But it's North by
Sloan bought-
Northwest.
It's not
Exactly,
a
it's
rental.
ancient, but it's not new. Anyway, Sloan bought a Columbo box set. Right? With all the Columbo stuff. Tell James how much it cost.
I don't know.
Well,
I
guess,
don't know.
James, right?
Okay,
Columbo
right.
box
So
set.
in Canadian dollars, I'm going to say 15 Canadian dollars.
It was 72.
Holy shit!
Oh, 72.
We are,
74
that's just value for money.
74 episodes.
I think that's a rip-off.
How's that a rip-off? How much do you pay for a box set of that Game of Thrones garbage?
No, it's only the
I don't
fact
watch
it's
Game of
ancient
Thrones.
film.
Jody.
There's no spaceships in Game of Thrones. I don't watch it.
Oh, Jesus, James, tell me about it.
I know.
Anyway,
Fucking dragons,
Spaceships over dragons all day
How can
long.
you can't
can't see it,
Game
but
of
I've got a
Thrones with
tattoo.
Columbo.
I've got a tattoo there saying spaceships over dragons.
Oh, really?
Watching Game of Thrones.
Anyway, I can't believe we're
Anyhow.
comparing Columbo to Game of Thrones, but anyway.
I can't believe we got to Colombo when I was talking about North by Northwest, a cinema classic.
I know. I don't doubt it is. I'm just shocked at you saying it's pennies. It was only 15 Canadian dollars to buy that film.
It's 15.
No, I said 15. That's still a lot of money for an old film.
I'd say
Classic
it's
or no
a film.
classic?
But wait a minute, is it the physical copy you're getting, or is it just the download?
No, that's the digital.
Are you getting like a
So that's
4K?
digital as well.
Yeah, it's
Are you
4K.
getting a?
Yeah,
Are you getting a
4K
4K Blu-ray in a steel
No.
box, a commemorative
No.
edition, signed by the full cast?
Where are you guys buying your Blu-rays from?
With a free
There's no
t-shirt
way you can buy a
I-
Blu-ray
and a
for.
cup of soup.
It's at least 35 for a Blu-ray.
No,
What?
Sloan, I think Canada is overpriced.
I was
For a
thinking
Blu-ray,
of moving to
35.
Canada. I'm not
good
moving
lord.
to Canada anymore.
Let's go to Amazon.co.uk. Hang on.
That's outrageous prices.
No. I bet it goes a bit North by Northwest goes to Netflix next week.
Right, here we
We've had
go.
it for years.
By North.
Never mind rip off Britain. Rip off Canada.
Right, North
So
by
you bought it
Northwest.
from-
North by Northwest is £8 in the UK.
Aye.
And
So you're paying
Amazon,
twice the amount.
CA,
Almost.
North by Northwest Blu-ray. North by Northwest Blu-ray is $28.
Wow.
What?
Let me just
The Blu-ray?
let me just share this. This is Chrome.
But it was a digital download you bought.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is the Blu-ray. This is the Blu-ray for. Oh, there you go. So you can get it used from $9.97 over there, or if you go to the UK, it's £8 in the UK. So it's expensive.
So to buy North by Northwest,
What- how
the
much-
digital version is £7.99 on
In
Amazon.
the UK,
Or to
Well, how
rent
much
it's £3.49. Why don't you just rent it? How much is it to rent it?
always buttons. It wasn't. It was buttons. It was like $5 or something.
Because you'll probably never watch it again.
No, I've watched a few things again.
Yeah, I know you have.
You do like to give films a second chance, although
You
it sounds
do.
like that one doesn't need. Listen, I'm going to have a drink. I can't handle that.
There you go. So that's not. There you go. It's exactly the same price. Just about.
Mm.
It's the exact same price.
Jody, we can see your browser history from here. I'm not sure you want that
Christ.
on. I know you mentioned.
It's Chrome. You don't see anything.
What was that?
Red tube?
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, so was that? I watched the documentary on Netflix called "John Was Trying to Contact Aliens."
Oh God, I watched that.
16 minutes.
You'll never get back.
I watched it. I was like, "What is this all about?" It feels like a student film.
The ending was bizarre as well.
I've not seen
Yeah,
it.
especially the free.
No.
I don't know.
I don't know if you're going to watch it, James, but there's no aliens in it, and it's basically
Pass
a...
judgment. Yeah.
Any spaceships? No.
Nope.
No,
Is there a starry skylight?
There's not even the
just
Aliens
two hairy
guy?
gay guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, turns into a kind of love story. Who knew?
Anyway, I watched talking of movies I watch over and over again. One of them is I watch it every Christmas, which is It's a Wonderful Life, which is directed by Frank Capra. Frank Capra used to work for the government. He was a film director for the government, and the movie that he did the year before It's a Wonderful Life was Know Your Enemy, Japan. And it's on Netflix.
Is it?
And it's a real slice of history.
Wow. It sounds wrong.
It does. Very.
So bad. So
Know your enemy, Japan.
So there's a ton of things that the Japanese military did that they could have mentioned, Manchuria and a whole bunch of like Section 31, I think they're called. Just bad things. Not one of those things did they mention. It was all about, Japan thinks they get the biggest military, and that's their flaw, and they think they can sort of show the world up with this biggest military, but they're all garbage. And he goes, and we'll show them because we've got a bigger military, and it's like, but you just said bigger militaries were bad. It's just propaganda, and not once did they refer to the Japanese by the full name.
Is it a documentary?
Oh, really?
Oh,
that's just so bad.
So bad.
By the way,
it's not documentary, it's the full movie. It's the movie that Americans would have seen in the cinemas in 1945.
Really? So, see, around about that time, Sloan, in the Captain America comic books, there were adverts that you could actually send money into, I think it's the American government, and it was like super racist, anti-Japanese adverts, like where you could buy a bullet. You could buy a bullet, and they would almost guarantee that it would kill like a Japanese soldier.
Wow.
And the phrase, you can imagine how phrase was conjured up through this campaign, and it wasn't a nice phrase. You'd probably be able to look it up and see what it was, but it was read about the same time. All this propaganda, just dreadful.
They start talking about this roofs, Japan.
So I've got a spider right above me here. That's why I keep looking up. I don't want it kind of coming down like that.
So they keep talking about this phrase Hakko Ichio, which is 8 crown cords, 1 roof, and it's Japan's master plan, apparently, to take over the world. It's a load of garbage. It was made up with some guy.
American guy.
It was made up. It was this nationalist crazy guy, Tanaka Chigaku, who mistook one of the passages in an ancient text.
An X-Men mistook.
No, that's Mystique. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And And yeah, he mistook it for that. And then the military were like, "Oh, it sounds like a great idea. Let's do that." And they kind of took a bit of it on, but not entirely. And then the American military were like, "Oh, that sounds. We should get them on that." And so that's what they did. Was they got this thing. It was just garbage. So it's a fascinating. It's not a documentary. It's the full propaganda film. It's like, is your friend a communist? That kind of type. Those kind of PSA things. Look at Johnny here. Johnny's an American. Johnny's mowing his lawn. This communist doesn't mow his lawn. That kind of stuff, only with an American accent.
I doubt that'll be on over here, though.
Maybe. I don't know.
What's it called?
Know Your Enemy - Japan.
Hyphen. I missed out the hyphen there. Yeah. So I'm just writing this down.
Directed by Frank Capra.
Wow.
There you go.
So I am going to watch that because I'm a little bit obsessed with things that, like with content that hasn't aged well. It's just interesting to go back and watch that. I was watching Kerrang, you know, the channel, the Kerrang channel, and then it's just like, oh, the best hits from the noughties, and then just watching it back then, and all these like heavy metal guys going to parties.
Kerrang.
Yeah, absolutely. But no one's got a phone. No one has idea what an app is. You know, like some guy standing there with a video recorder. He was holding it like this, pointing it that way. It was about that thick, and it was all silver, probably made by Sony. It was just, he thought he was just the coolest thing.
You mean
oh, go on! I dare you to bring it out.
One of these?
Aye, yes.
Probably bigger than
that. No, this was probably about 2002, so it was a wee bit smaller than that.
But yeah,
essentially, well done, you Sloan, to have that to hand.
Jeez,
I know.
I didn't see what's behind there.
I've got a little bit of a thing where I quite like to see things that haven't aged well or gone back and. Oh, nice
cassettes that you used to put in there as well.
The videos.
Nice one. Homemade everything.
Yep.
Say no more.
Mum's the word.
These are movies of my kids in France.
That's exactly what we were referring to.
Exactly. What were you thinking, you pervert?
I know.
Anyhow.
No, I'm going to watch that as well. That sounds mental.
Know Your Enemy, France.
That sounds nuts. And it is on UK.
It is on UK?
Netflix.
Oh, you got to watch it.
Well, I'll watch it straight after this.
I think it's also filmed before they dropped the 2 bombs as well. So it's a bit of a historical document. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that was it as far as Netflix and movie night was concerned. I did move over to the dark side, so to speak, and I watched a couple of things on Apple Plus. The first thing was Ted Lasso, which is Jason Sudeikis. He plays an American football coach who is brought to the UK to manage a football team in the UK. And so it's about the kind of culture clash between
a soccer team.
A soccer team, yes.
He's like, pick up the ball. What are you doing? Pick up the ball.
No, it's not that. It's a lot of it is relationship comedy. And again, this is the best type of comedy is you put them in a situation that they're not familiar with, and then you find out how they're dealing with the relationships. The dumb thing, and this is again going back to the reason why I don't like Ghostbusters, the reboot, is because it's all focused on the dumb things that those things do, rather than the original one, which was a little bit about ghosts and mostly about people starting a small business. And that's what I like about that. It's just the situation that brings those kind of things up. And so this one's all about the relationship between a new manager and his team. And so they've got, the grizzled old player who doesn't want to do anything new, the grizzled young player who doesn't want to do anything new because he's the young, starlet and he knows what's best for the team. Then you've got like the ball boy who knows everything, but no one.
A drama or a
comedy.
Drama. Well, a
comedy.
Acted out thing.
Yeah. It's Jason Sudeikis, the guy from We're the Millers.
Oh yeah. I got you. Yep.
And it's good. It's funny. It's I can sort of see where it's going, but it's good. Then I watched Mystic Quest.
What's that?
An hour of my life I'm never getting back.
What is that?
It is. It's a comedy from the guys who brought you Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So Charlie Day and Rob McElhern, whatever his name is. Did you guys watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
I've seen a few episodes, and I really think I would like it, but I've not given it the proper time it deserves. I feel.
Seen it.
I'm excited.
So
it's about 11 seasons in that, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Like a heavy.
Crazy.
Yeah. So this is two of those guys from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a co-production between Lionsgate Television and Ubisoft, and it's about a video game company that creates an MMO, and they're launching a new expansion for it, and the sort of trials and tribulations of running a business in a software.
Was there not a documentary we watched last year, and it was Ubisoft?
Yes, the For Honor one.
Developer.
Yeah, the For Honor developer one. So the guy. Okay, I'll show you a couple of pictures of the For Honor guy. So,
I always felt like Ubisoft was the unnamed developer or renamed developer from Bandersnatch, the Black Mirror.
Oh yeah.
Episode. I always thought it was a bit of is that Ubisoft.
Yeah. I don't know if it was them. Let me bring that up there. And then Ian Grimm.
That was good, Bandersnatch.
It was. Did you watch every eventuality?
I watched. I didn't realize it was over. I was still getting tricked by it. It was still messing with me, my head, and so I eventually watched it about 3 times, I think, because even though it had went on to the next program, I thought, am I still watching Bandersnatch? I thought it was messing with me, honestly.
I know.
So I ended up rewatching it a couple of times.
Okay,
but I think there's a few bits that I never saw.
This is the creative director from Ubisoft. Okay, and this is the lead. This is the lead character, and I'm going to ask you a question actually in just a sec. But this is the lead character from Mythic Quest.
Who is Sunny?
Is the Always Sunny in Philadelphia guy. But notice that he's got a ton of rings there. He's got more rings in his other hand. And then this guy's the same thing as well. He's got the big beard. And he's got that kind of thing going for him. So the let me get this Mythic Quest. I ask you a question because let me just bring this up here. Just finding these things here. Okay, right. Okay. It's all exciting. How do you pronounce that name there?
Which one? There's lots.
That one there.
Ian Grimm. Ian Grimm.
Ian Grimm. Jody?
Ian Grimm.
Ian Grimm. Okay. All the way through it, they refer to him as Ian.
Oh yeah, I know.
And it annoys the ever-living snot out of me every time they say it, and they call his name.
Americans seem to do that because I watch a number of YouTube movie things, and anytime Ewan McGregor comes up, they always call him Ewan.
Ewan?
Really? Do they?
Ewan.
Iwawuwa. That's why. Do you know why Edward Woodward's got so many E's in his name? Because if he didn't, he'd be known as Iwawuwa.
Iwawuwa.
And that's not good.
That would be a good Star Wars character. Iwawuwa.
He's our equalizer.
Yes. He is.
How tough was he for a pensioner?
Exactly. No.
I know.
Do you know, by the way, an interesting fact about the Equalizer? Edward Woodward,
Iwawuwa.
when he got that part, was younger than Denzel Washington when he got that part.
Really? Denzel Washington is such a badass as the Equalizer.
Yeah, Denzel Washington looks fantastic for his age.
Oh, how old is Denzel Washington? He's probably like
about
100.
98.
I know.
98.
And he looks about like
It's moisturising, mate.
38.
Moisturise.
Listen, by the way,
do you know what it is? He goes into so at night, when you go to bed at night, you slip under the covers, put your head in a pillow, and go to sleep. Denzel Washington, Tupperware box. And his wife every night.
He goes into a chamber. He must do
a cryo serve
just into a chamber. And incidentally, he paid for Chadwick Boseman's tuition, like for his.
That's right, he did, yeah.
He did. I know. Just again bringing it full circle, but he did. He paid for Chadwick Boseman's tuition. It's a totally amazing thing. So,
also, if I haven't watched this week, but if you haven't watched Flight, you should watch that. It's a great movie.
That is a brilliant
I've not
film.
seen that, but I've got it in DVD somewhere.
Upside Down.
I've not seen it.
It's really good.
Jody, you absolutely need to stop right now. Just leave the YouTube channel and just go watch it right now. It is that good. What's the Rolling Stones song they used, Sloan?
Oh God,
it was "Sympathy for the Devil."
Yeah,
It is when that thing kicks in with about 15 and 20 minutes to go. You're just the hairs on the back of your neck are just all standing up. It's brilliant.
It's a great movie.
It's phenomenal.
It's the Back to the Future director, isn't it?
No, that's
Robert Zemeckis.
No,
Zemeckis.
No.
Is it not?
No, that's Miracle in the Hudson. I think. That's Clint Eastwood. You're right. It is Zemeckis.
Because it was the first. It was the first
Clint
movie
that
wasn't. It was the first movie that wasn't an animation for a long time for Robert Zemeckis.
It's brilliant. It's actually such good fun. It's hard to get across. If I were to let you know why it was so good with 20 minutes to go, it would just ruin everything. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
I see that, definitely.
And the best part isn't the fact that he flew a plane upside down. That's not the best part.
Also,
just,
don't let Danny watch this.
Don't let him watch it.
No.
It's not a family movie at all. Okay. And it's nothing to do with the plane. Nothing to do with the plane.
No.
Definitely don't let him watch it.
I mean, as soon as the opening sequence starts, you're like, oh, you probably shouldn't be watching this.
I would agree with Sloan heartily. But it's a good film. Good film.
I'll do it. Okay.
And that's it. Well, actually, I've watched other movies as well, but I can do a quick rundown of them. Total Recall.
Colin Farrell or Arnie?
Arnie.
Just checking.
Burn After Reading. Watch that again.
Yet. Heard it's great.
What? It's a grower. I wasn't too impressed with it the first time I saw it, but Brad Pitt is amazing.
It's not their best, but he's funny. The Jim Bunny. Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I watched Dread as well.
Amazing film.
Aye.
Absolutely amazing. Absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Huge Dread fan.
Yeah. It's such a great take on it. I didn't know there was two things I didn't know about that movie, so I'll go talk about it briefly. We are going long on this one. I'll tell the affiliates.
It's a bit of a copy of The Raid, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, kind of.
Is,
yeah,
but amazingly so.
But still, it's not a bad thing.
Alex Garland wrote the screenplay for it.
Oh,
okay.
Number one. Number two, that guy that I can never pronounce his name.
Armitage Shanks.
No, not that. No.
Him or the guy who plays Chewbacca. The new guy who plays I can't pronounce him
either. Domhnall Gleeson.
Oh yeah,
I know you're talking about.
He's in it as well.
Hux.
Yes, he's in it. And I wonder if that's the reason why he got the Ex Machina job, is because Alex Garland's like, hey, I'm doing this geeky thing. You should be in it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's only been good in a couple of things, him, though. I don't think he's that good in... He was okay in Force Awakens, but he was terrible in Last Jedi.
But I like his chat with Poe Dameron in The Last Jedi.
The start.
The kind of.
Do you like that?
What was that? I do. I do.
Oh, mate, I hate that. Absolutely hate that bit. I hate that bit.
Right, I love it. I'm just saying it. I love it.
I'm shuddering.
I still think The Last Jedi is a better movie than Rise of Skywalker. Just wait until
right. Let's move on.
Right. Aye, quickly, swiftly.
Okay.
You know.
What are we talking about?
Listen, just before you go any further, I've just remembered a few things that I have watched over the last week, and I'm just going to give you a very, very brief rundown of what I've watched. I watched a film called Swallow. It was on Sky Cinema.
I know that one.
It's about a woman who ends up eating crazy stuff, and she starts off with eating an ice cube, and she's in this really kind of toxic relationship with her husband,
it's a weird film,
with an overpowering mother, and she's just like, she doesn't feel valued in the whole kind of relationship, and the mother's overpowering, super overbearing, and she's just like, they're talking about stuff beyond what she's knows.
Pregnant as well, isn't she?
And she's pregnant too, so she starts eating. She's just at a dinner table one night. She's just like, she looks at a glass of ice, and she just starts eating ice. Then she starts eating like, I don't know, a tack, like a thumbnail tack.
That's right.
She eats them, and whenever she passes it, she fetches it from the toilet, cleans it off, and puts it on a tray. So then, as the film goes on, she has like a marble, thumbtack, this, that, a battery.
I think a thumbtack would be less easy to digest than a marble.
That was the kind of thing I was saying to you. That's put under the kind of horror genre now, but it's not really horror.
It was an 18. It was a proper 18. So I don't know what that is in Canada, Sloan.
She's probably a 14A. She's it's probably a universal.
I know.
There's no swearing in it. She's the woman that they get when they can't get Jennifer Lawrence.
Offensive?
I know.
Yes, because we watched it because we just thought the picture they showed us. I was like, oh, that's Jennifer Lawrence. So it must be a reasonably budgeted film, and we were just like, we watched it and just like, I can't stop watching this, even though it's not great. I just can't stop watching it. So we watched Swallow. We also watched Double Tap, the second Zombieland film, which is amazing. So funny. So funny. Super meta.
Very one of the few movies that is every bit as good as, if not better than, the original movie.
Aye, they just build upon what the original was. It's so good. So we watched Double Tap. We watched it as a family. Now it's a 15 with hundreds of stuff in it, but we watched it with Heidi. Heidi's 12, loads of swearing. Heidi's not a big fan of swearing, but she just understands it's a film and there's directors. She knows the characters' names. She knows the actors' names who play the characters. So we're just like, do you know what? Let's watch it as a family. I covered her eyes for some bits and didn't cover her eyes for other stuff. So we really enjoyed it. And again, you know me, it's a family movie. Zombieland Double Tap's a family film in our house. So we watched that, and then
Christmas movie.
Yes, that's it. Let's watch The Queen, and then we're just going to watch Zombieland Double Tap. And also, I've personally finished watching "I May Destroy You" by Michaela Cole. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's been on the BBC, but in the States and Canada, it's on HBO.
Oh, is that the black girl?
Yes, aye.
Everyone's watched it.
Very, very good.
I'm laughing. I was joking earlier on about that Swallow being a 14. It's a 13 in Quebec.
Oh my god!
Oh wow! It's an 18 in Scotland or in Britain.
Yeah,
Canadians are like, why is swallowing offensive? Let's make it a PG.
There was a guy that was his whole magic trick. He's called Monge too. Talking about the people who invented poutine, so.
So yeah, Double Tap, Swallow, and I May Destroy You.
Yeah,
I would recommend.
Lost all my Canadian listeners.
I would recommend Double Tap and I May Destroy You. I might not recommend Swallow.
Okay, I wasn't going to watch it because I looked at him and
I've seen it. I would.
Well, okay, yeah, maybe I would if you want to feel awkward and a bit rubbish, but good.
Yeah.
So sorry to hijack that last wee bit.
You could have said that you found the premise hard to swallow, but or difficult to digest. No.
All right. No, I'm not
I'm
going to
glad you
say that.
didn't.
Aye,
Right, moving on.
Shall we talk the Batman?
mhm.
Yeah. We did Sloan and I did a watch along with the trailer last week.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know if you
nice.
saw it,
Talk about
James.
that
But,
first.
I've not seen it yet
Yeah.
because I've watched the latest Sloan, sorry, the
Aye.
latest Kelly Brothers video 3 times. I've not seen your last one.
The one that you were in.
Aye, yeah, and the one the kids are like, "Dad, are you laughing at yourself watching that again?"
At least
So
you enjoy
no,
this.
so I've not seen you guys watch it, but I have watched it quite a few times.
We basically went through the whole, well, not the whole DC fandom thing, but we went through the bits we thought were interesting
Mhm.
in the trailers. So
Mhm.
Sloan put them up, and we did a kind of commentary over them.
Mhm.
And Sloan, what happened?
We got into trouble. In fact, I can actually show you.
Yeah,
Interesting.
If I can bring this up here.
our first slap in the wrist.
Don't ask what I'm about to do. Don't quiz it. I'm just doing something.
Oh, interesting.
No gun.
Do you like the smell of?
No, it's one of these really old toy guns where you could get like the
Oh, the cap.
caps in it, and it's really old and it's a bit kind of, I don't know if you can see, it's a bit rusty. And I just there's a really particular smell you would get if you
Yeah, I know that smell.
pretended to, shoot someone, and you'd hear the loud bang. And just I wondered if after all these years, if there was still a wee smell of that.
I'll come round later and sniff it.
So
that's right. Aye, it was
what I'm
just
gonna-
all Sloan.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what happens. So this is the copyright. This is what happens when you get a copyright strike against you. So apparently it's not a copyright strike. So it actually says this is not a copyright strike. So it's a content ID claim. So it's not the same as that. However, you have two choices. You have trim out segment, which I've done with one of them. Two of them before, or I can dispute it. So right now it's ineligible for monetization, which of course is all our videos are because we have less than 1,000 subscribers. So
Less than 20.
Just
less than 30.
hit that subscribe button and help us get it so we can not be monetized by Warner Brothers.
Nice segue.
Anyway, so what you can do is you can click on here and then click on dispute. And what it says is, this is what comes up. It says, remember that the following are not valid reasons to dispute a content ID claim. I own a copy of the song or video. Buying a CD song does not give you the rights to use it in a video. Fair enough. I'm not making money from my video. Even if you don't monetize your video, you may still need permission from the copyright owner to use their material. And then the last one was, I gave credit to the copyright owner. Posting a disclaimer in the video or description doesn't mean you have the rights to use copyrighted material. So if you are doing this is a PSA, public service announcement. So if you're doing this, then make sure you're getting people, you ask permission before you do these things. So I'm going to have to go back and cut out these other ones because you can only cut them out one at a time. So I need to cut out these ones here. So in the interest of not doing that, we're not going to show the trailer again. So instead, we're just going to talk about the trailer. So I have pictures that we can show up when we get things to show up.
I find that quite interesting, Sloan, because I watched Kevin Smith's Fat Man Beyond thing that he done, and he wasn't showing the trailer, but you could hear it in the background. And they done the same thing to him as what you've had done to you.
They did it to him. I'm surprised.
Yeah, they did it to him, and they spoke about it. And he was a proper, he's Warner Brothers go to him, or Marvel will go to him if they have a thing they want to really get the fans on side of. They'll use him for sure, and they done the same thing to him. And I thought, well, at what point is, if we were to show this now and talk about it, surely that provides like a positive effect for.
It's a free advert.
It's a free advert. Oh yeah, and
it's not the original condition that it was. The their argument is that they saw the video on the site, so the way that the video is there, they can content match it with the trailer that they have. So if we put something over the top of it, we might be able to get away with it that way. But then again, we could still be in trouble because they could come back and say, you showed that thing in there and you didn't ask his permission to do it. So even though it's a trailer, it's an advert, it's still copyrighted material. And so that's why you get a content ID strike against you, because they posted it up. And I guess, I mean, if you went back to them and said, hey, we're doing this for commentary, we're talking about it, we're really excited about the movie, you know, all those kind of good, positive things, that would be okay from them. But because this is an automated thing that's happening, all it does is that they put all their material up on YouTube channels, on the channels, and then they work with the back end deals with YouTube. And so no matter what they put up, everything is copyright.
And the thing about
So
it is,
they don't say, "Oh, this is a trailer. Don't bother putting copyright strikes against anyone." It's just as soon as they upload to the channel, it then goes to the YouTube bots, and then that becomes the content ID strike.
See, on the flip side, see if you have to dispute it, and you lose that dispute, then you lose certain
you get a strike against.
You get a strike against you, and you lose privileges, like you can't make live videos and things.
Yes.
Apparently.
Which is the big
That's
thing.
one of the punishments.
Which is why right now I'm trying to get rid of I'm trying to trim out those bits of the video. So if you listen to the audio, the podcast, which is hosted on our servers, there's no bots that run in the servers because it's our server. So you'll be okay there. Like the audio will still be intact. But if they come back and say, hey, this audio is ours, I'm going to have to take that video down, re-edit it. The audio down, re-edit it, and then re-upload it.
Interesting.
So, anyway.
So that's what happened. So we're going to go a deep dive. Well, are we? A deeper dive? Into, because we've not spoke to James about it.
I haven't, no.
We've all seen it a few times now. I had mentioned to James... I like the logo, by the way. You know, the logo you put up there. I find it quite interesting. It's quite old schooly, Batman.
I thought that as well.
In fact, they've called it the Batman as well.
Yeah.
And the kind of the scribbly Batman, sketchy thing, I like. Because it's rough around the edges, which makes me think that, you know, the Batman isn't quite fully formed yet.
It looks like it could be the title of a comic book.
It does.
Yeah.
It does
it's just like it looks like that. You could have that happily sitting at the top of one of those pages, and it would just look good. I just bought one today, actually. Just in comparison, which is bizarre, which has no title at all.
Oh,
if you can see it, and I've not bought
one. Okay, eventually, James.
There's nothing there. I mean, I bought that this afternoon. It's a great cover, and I bought it, and I said to Faith, I was just like, I'm getting this. I've not sat and read. I'm just like seduced by like loads of Facebook stuff, and I'm just like, but you could imagine that red logo just
absolutely,
yeah, just up there, yeah,
sitting up there. Yeah. It's not on like Batman to be looking miserable as someone quite miserable.
Yeah.
But no, definitely it looks like a proper book logo.
Yeah, it does. And another thing we were talking about last night is of the fact that it looks like a little bit David Fincher, like Seven.
Aye, yes.
You know, it's got that kind of colour grading, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That kind of feel, and the kind of scribbles and things like that when the way that the letters, is it from the I'm assuming it's from
Riddler.
The Riddler.
Ah, yeah.
The kind of scribbles, you know, similar to the things that.
There's no green costume there though. The Riddler looks like a total evil, like proper full-on evil personified, worse than the Joker.
Is this the Riddler at the start then?
Aye, with the duct tape.
There's a bit of green there.
Is there?
Yeah, is the top is
it'll
green.
Probably not look like that all the way through the movie. I don't think so. It's hard to tell who was who in the
I'm
trailer,
not-
though.
I'm not
Because
sure who.
Colin
go on.
Farrell is the penguin in it, and he's completely unrecognisable.
That's the
Colin
worst
Farrell.
picture. This is from the trailer.
Everything is super dark, and I don't mean like suicide dark. I mean like it's actually just dark. You cannot see anything.
Yeah.
Can't make that bigger. Sorry.
I quite like the Nirvana tune
Yeah, I
they
do.
used over the top of it.
But they've kind of made it a bit more dramatic. And kind of
Who's that guy?
put that orchestra in it.
I don't know. So when I first saw this, I thought it was Russell Crowe, but clearly it's not Russell Crowe.
Is he the lawyer from Billions? What's Billions?
No.
My guess is he's probably playing the mayor.
The baddies are Catwoman, Penguin,
Uncle Lee was in
Riddler.
it, huh?
Is that right?
The baddies are what? Catwoman,
Penguin, Catwoman, and Riddler.
and Riddler. Aye.
In it.
Zoe Kravitz is
I'm not sure.
is the Catwoman. Yeah.
So who's playing the Riddler?
It's Paul Dano.
Who's that?
Paul Dano was in There Will Be Blood. He was the preacher with the twin brother.
Okay.
You know that film, James? He was also in
Paul Dano.
Swiss Army Man. He also played Brian Wilson. There he is. He plays the Riddler.
It's a good choice, actually.
Great actor. Brilliant actor.
Yeah.
So what did you guys think of the trailer?
I really liked it.
First Batman movie I wanted to see in a while.
It's definitely grown on me.
So who's that? So I'm looking at the cast. Looks like Zoe Kravitz, Catwoman, Paul Dano's a Riddler, Colin Farrell's a Penguin, Jeffrey Wright. That's who I spoke to you about last night. Actually, Jody. He's Jim Gordon. I mean, even like so. Going back to this book, it's literally like 2 pages in, or no, the first page. That's who Jim Gordon is.
Yeah,
he's Caucasian. He's ginger. He smokes. He should be dead at 45 because he smoked so many fags and he's under so much stress. But they put Jeffrey Wright in him, the guy from Westworld. And I think it's a great piece of casting.
Definitely.
I am really happy with it. And I was always happy with Jim Gordon smoking a fag with his glasses on and just been super stressed out. But he just looks just as stressed. And
they did a similar thing with what do you call him? Jonah Jameson.
Larry
Fishburne. Larry Fishburne. And
you're talking about Perry White.
Perry White. Yeah.
Perry White. So it's the Daily Planet from DC.
Oh, sorry.
And they made Perry White J. Jonah Jameson. Perry White Larry Fishburne.
All right, am I getting mixed up?
The last the great J. Jonah Jameson was J.K. Simmons.
He was perfect.
He was
absolutely perfect. They're bringing him back as J. Jonah Jameson.
Really?
I think so.
Hold on a second, Sloan. Have you not seen the latest Spider-Man film?
Far From Home?
Far From Home. But he's in that.
He appears at the end,
as J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah. Is he?
So he does. I'd forgotten that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right at the end.
A brilliant bit of casting.
Honestly, like
that's a DC move. That is a DC move. That's what the kind of thing that DC. That's what will make DC is like digging into their back catalogue and just doing stuff like that.
But he also plays Commissioner Gordon in the
Justice
Snyder
League
movies.
He does.
J. Jonah.
I know.
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. He does. Yeah.
Wait, does he?
Yeah.
He does. Yep. That's him.
So it's
all just twisted and intertwined, incestuous almost.
Incestuous. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah.
I thought this bit was very Akira. I got Akira vibe from this.
Manga-ish.
Yeah. I liked it.
I said to Sloan, I get a kind of vibe of The Crow. Off that photograph. I'm not sure about the Bruce Wayne, though.
You
know.
I get it.
You know,
I get why
I'm
you'd
not
say
sure
that, but
about
I
that.
think it's still going to be good.
Yeah.
I think it's
So
still
that
going
was
to
the
be
only
good.
thing I wasn't that cool on.
I'm assuming they're moving further back in the timeline as far as Batman's concerned, so that they can probably get 5
Yeah,
pictures of this rather than 2.
I think this movie is only like a year into being Batman.
Yeah.
You know, so he's still making mistakes and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not quite got it.
But he's still established. It's a year 2 thing, whereas many of his, they're not going to retell. Hopefully, not like his origin story. It's just he's established, and you should just know him like you'd know Mickey Mouse. He's there to do what he does. His Batmobile looks epic, by the way. It's just a big muscle car with a rocket strapped to the back.
I couldn't get it because it's on screen for like 2 seconds, and you don't get a really good shot of it.
I know.
But it looks amazing. As you say, it's the old pony car, kind of just shove a rocket in the back of it.
I totally always got half a rocket.
Oh yeah. It's a classic Batman. I mean, the original Batmobile from the Adam West era had one. Michael Keaton's one had one. In fact, I've got a little tiny Lego one here. Oh no, Jody's gone. Oh, he's gone. I was going to show him this anyway. Oh, he's gone.
He'll be back.
Do you know what it is? He's charged his phone, because normally what happens when he charges his phone, he disappears. Now I've got to add him to the stream again. And
there he is.
No, it all froze. Your pictures froze, so I was touching buttons.
You on YouTube Red again?
I can still hear you still.
This little guy here.
Yeah.
His little
Was that a tumbler? Is that the old?
Yeah, it's the tumbler, but it's got a little
nice
rock at the back of it.
I know, that is very cool.
I love the moment where that turned into the bat bike. That was
it breaks home
immensely.
What do they call that bat bike? It's not the bat bike. It's the bat pod.
No,
it's got a name.
I
think
bat
it is the bat pod.
It's the
Hayabusa.
And it's not the tumbler.
Listen, I'm just going to cut through all this stuff. I know it's called the bat pod. I'm just trying to give you guys. I'm just like, it is the bat pod. I'm just going to throw you a rope. Is it the bat pod? I know for a fact it's the bat pod.
We were supposed to go, yes, it was, James.
I know it was. That's it. Lies. I tell you. Lies.
I spent this morning going through the trailer going, I'm going to show Warner Bros. I'm just going to steal frames.
Yeah, I know.
And then this you stole a frame from...
By the way, the opening... I know they've only shot like 25% of that film. There's a massive amount of that film to still be shot. But to see what they've done it looks brilliant. It's the hearing the duct tape. It's just unusual. When they're
starting the darkness.
I know. It's just. I'm so intrigued by it. I think it'll be really, really good. Have you guys ever seen? There's an artist, someone Frank.
It looks good. This looks good there. Frank Miller.
No, it's someone Frank.
Lloyd Wright.
Anyway, doesn't matter. But he does a lot of year 1. No, sorry, a lot of year 2 stuff, and I feel like they've pulled a lot of stuff for this film from his books.
I think that as well. Yeah. Frank Miller. He did year 1.
No, but it's not Frank Miller, because Frank Miller does the writing, but this guy's someone.
I know
Frank.
Who you mean. It's the Scottish guy.
Aye, it is. In fact, he does. Frank Quietly. It's the guy who done that Superman tattoo.
Yeah.
He does. Frank Quietly did a year 2 thing, and it's just like it's amazing. And I think
his artwork is Batman meets the Bruins, though. Do you not think?
Aye, but it's
his art.
It's
really good.
Though.
I love his stuff.
It is. Yeah, it's brilliant.
That's him. He's Scottish. He's got a wee studio in Glasgow.
I'm sure he stays. I'm sure he stays in Dunoon.
Oh, does he stay in Dunoon?
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he's best pals with Grant Morrison.
Because he used to have a wee studio just near the central station, I think.
Right.
So he
Okay.
did. There was a documentary about him on BBC, and it was called "What Do Artists Do All Day," and they followed Frank Quietly, Jack Vetriano, John Byrne, a number of other ones, and it was kind of followed his wee day. Great, brilliant.
Aye. Listen, getting back to the Batman trailer, one of the most amazing things about it is just like there seem to be these kind of a Joker gang, and Batman's like he's holding this guy up, and he just punches him so fast and so effectively. That's those guys. You kind of get the impression that's gonna lead you to another story or another film with the Joker in it eventually. But he punches that guy so fast, brutally punches him. And when he gets to the floor, he just punches his face into the floor, and it's just amazing. It's just brilliant. And he's just like, like, who are you? And he's just like, I'm sure he said, go on.
Vengeance. I think it's vengeance. Yeah, vengeance.
See those guys? Do you not think they're similar to the guys at the end of the Joker movie? That are all followed, but they've kind of moved on a little bit, and they've kind of developed their face to become.
No, I'll get it.
Could Joker be in this one? Very briefly.
I don't think he will be, but
Probably
I think to have Catwoman, Penguin, and Riddler.
They remind me of the characters in The Dark Knight Returns. You know the comic book. You know the kind of white faced people and
kind of the punks.
The kind of gang. They remind me of that.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
The trouble with having a movie that's quite dark is the fact that everything looks really dark. So I don't know how it looks on your screens there, but this is Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman.
They've not really went to town with her design for her helmet, have they? A balaclava.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a balaclava because I think at one point Bruce Wayne's got a balaclava as well that he uses. So, or he's got this bit here. You can see he's got a mask that goes over the top like that. Yeah. It's also got a bit of red eye as well. Previous fight, poked in the eye.
Of course.
You never know. Whoa. All right. Well, it was a good discussion. I think we've gone really long. Normally we don't go this long, but I think we'll end it there. You guys want to talk about? Want to mention anything before we end the podcast?
No. I think we're fine. We're all done.
James probably does.
No, I'm fine.
We've gone on long enough.
Gone long. Okay.
Next time.
Well, if you want to hit the subscribe button anyway and hit the notification bell to get time reminders when we upload a new video, that would be awesome. And obviously, don't forget to smash that like button. Boom! Smash that like button. Share on social media, wherever you find these podcasts. That'd be great as well. And if you're listening on iTunes, thank you very much for listening to the podcast. We've been doing this for 2 years now. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. 5! Anything less is treachery. So that'd be great, yeah. And anyway, we'll catch you guys on the next video. Thank you all for watching, listening, and we'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.